Welcome to another episode of Official Naija FPL. Now, you know, it's been a hell of a week. That's all I can say. It's been, so I'm here with, I don't want to say usual suspect, the crew. You know, we have Sticky here by my left, you know, Prof himself, and, you know, himself, Salvy FC. Yes, so, you know, the only person that seems to be doing all right at the moment now seems to be Salvy FC. So we start with you.
Don't Salvy.
I'm not really doing all right.
But what did you tell us your game week?
I scored 61 points, but I could have done better. I sold this guy from Newcastle, Amiron.
You sold Amiron?
Yeah,
wow.
Who did you bring on?
Martinelli.
Oh.
And he blanked. And I had 20 points. I had 20 points on my bench. I know a lot of managers had the same experience. Yeah. So I think I could have done way more better. But because he missed a penalty the previous game week, he had another chance, but he opted, he chickened out and allowed Said Benzema and Berama take the PK. So I think I could have scored about 70 points or thereabout if I'd gotten things right. But hey, I think
if you had you know, now you have opportunity of hindsight, and you had hindsight to change one person, who would that be? I'd
have left Amiron. So in fact, I could have just stayed without doing transfers because I brought in what's his name from Arsenal, White, and I benched Justin. Justin had a clean sheet. So if I let my team the way it was, I'd have done 70 points, 78 points thereabouts easily.
Prof.
Man, it was that kind of game week. It has been
I noticed first of all that you had a stacked bench.
So if I was to do the game week again, I would still have that kind of bench. Right? You don't expect Billing to have points on the game week. I mean, there are people on the bench who, I mean, I would know.
You have Andreas on the bench.
Yeah, no, I'm Nico Williams and all of those people. Yeah, if I do it again, I'll do the same thing.
You have Mings with 10 points on the bench.
Mings with 10 points on the bench, bro, with 10 points on the bench.
That's insane, I swear.
And then if you look at my team, I actually had like 34 points or something. And if you look at my team, nobody gave me any points. Like,
it was
assists, no clean sheets, no goals.
It was Haaland, and you didn't captain him.
I mean, I had a Salah playing against Nottingham Forest. Yeah.
Why?
Why? And I know
for the umpteenth time.
No. So on this one, it was Salah against Nottingham Forest. They had a couple of injuries. You expected that Salah was going to do better.
The goals.
But I mean, Nottingham Forest won Liverpool. Nobody in Liverpool even scored.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The game against Haaland is Haaland. Haaland is just trying to embarrass anybody that doesn't captain him, which is fine. You understand? The Haaland game, I expected it to be tough for Haaland, to be honest. Right? Because I don't think Brighton is a pushover. Right? And if you notice the 2 goals Haaland scored, one was
a penalty.
One was like a training pitch kind of goal. Because I read things after the match. It was from goalkeeper to Haaland. So it was goalkeeper's assist to Haaland.
Yeah.
And apparently Guardiola had envisaged that to happen.
Even
if you watch, it was meant to happen like some moments before. Guardiola kept, at one point he had to call Haaland to say, stay here and run this way because this is going to come to you soon. And that's what happened. And then the second goal was a penalty. Who would even expect that Haaland is now on penalties?
Even that first goal, you know, he pushed. There was a coming together.
Yes.
Some other ref would have a foul.
Made a foul. Yeah,
it was
and the second goal was the penalty, a De Bruyne penalty. But I mean, again, everybody who chose Haaland chose correctly, and it seems they continue to choose correctly. That's been my fall for this season, but I guess I'll follow the bandwagon going forward.
No, the thing I've come to realize, I know we said, I mean,
not this game.
We said something in I think it was the last game week or the game week before, where the problem with Haaland, with everybody captaining Haaland, is that you do well when he blanks, and you know you captain somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, but if you don't captain him and he does well and your guy
going down,
what happens is it's like the whole FPL just leaves you because it's almost like 80%.
But so bad enough if you're comfortable in the middle, then that's fine, right? But if
you want to take risks to move
making
forward.
Those mistakes, you can't move forward if you. So it's either you're down or you're up, but you can't even afford to. That's where I am right now. So.
Yeah, I agree. The challenge is that the other people that should give you points, the Salahs.
They're not coming to the party.
Kane just 1 goal every match, so it's difficult to get differentials right now. I think probably the World Cup when it stabilizes, we'll now see you guys giving their best.
Sticky. I mean, you had 11. Henderson on the bench.
Yeah, Henderson on the
sure you
bench,
didn't expect-
Trossard on the bench. Man,
Trossard, wow.
this week was I had it coming. Few reds last game week, also the same this game week.
If you could change anything in the game week, what would it be?
First off, I started this game week with Henderson and Trossard, so I'll have just left them and probably gone for either Xhaka or Almiron because last game I was saying that these guys. Yeah.
Well, finally, I did okay. I won't say okay because the game week was such weird game week. I got 67, but my star performer that was shocking. Xhaka.
Yeah.
Xhaka gave me 10 points.
I saw you celebrating every time.
Oh man. So the game itself, I mean, the Arsenal game as an Arsenal fan was a bit frustrating. However, Xhaka scoring, it made me think because I knew like he's been playing better. His
positioning has been very
something about what we spoke about last week.
Exactly, we did speak about that. Yeah,
that's a good choice, good price.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a major differential actually.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so and that to me is the major thing in my team. That took me over the edge. I mean, of course, De Bruyne captain. If you don't captain, and then I said De Bruyne, Haaland captain because if you don't do that, it seems that there's always going to be an issue. Yeah. So, well, there's nothing more to say about that game week because it was a horrible game week. So let's take a break and go talk to the future. We'll be right back. Welcome back, and please don't forget to like, follow, share. Give families, put it on your WhatsApp groups. Whatever, man. Just support us and push us forward. Let us, let's reach more people.
Yeah,
and get this thing better. The handles are up there, as we've decided. And official Naija FPL. Please press that button. So let's move to next week. We have some juicy fixtures and some fixtures that it's hard. It's a fixture like Man City away to Leicester. Now, Leicester have been bottom of the league. They've not been doing too well. But in the last 2-3 games, we're seeing a different Leicester. And, and Man City away, Haaland doesn't seem to have the same prowess away as he has at home. Doesn't mean he's still scored.
He's kind of injured too. So.
Yeah, and then we're not even sure if he's going to play. And so it's a very interesting... I think your vice captain is going to be very important and who you have on the bench, especially if Haaland doesn't play. So it's a very interesting fixture playing Newcastle. But what do you guys think?
It's always Haaland. 75% fit. He's a beast. I'll be surprised if he doesn't play. I think Pep is just... Pep is just playing mind games, right? It is always Haaland. Against... it just looks like Haaland is playing for... Is playing with his juniors, right? You can imagine being in secondary school and having to go and play against primary school students.
Oh my!
This is that easy for him, right? Yeah. And I don't know if that's a good thing for the Premier League.
What it reminds me of is when I was in school. Some of these federal government schools are here. We go and get machineries. So you come and you see these big guys with muscle. That's how Haaland.
I mean, for crying out loud, the guy has scored 17 goals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right? What's the highest goal scorer last season? Was it not
the highest 22? Goal scorer in Man City? Didn't score 17 goals all season.
We're talking about in the whole league.
It was 22 goals. Do you understand?
And 20 goals.
And even Super CR7 scored 18 goals all season. You know what I mean? And so it's okay to call Haaland super, yeah.
Double super.
That's what he did.
We've not gotten halfway.
We also have other teams. Bournemouth, Tottenham. That's another difficult team. I mean, a couple of us have Kane. I have Perisic.
I have Kane.
But the thing is, we have a Bournemouth team that seem to have turned the corner. Playing a little better. Tighten up in defense, and then you have a Tottenham that's not scoring.
Scoring enough goals.
Can I say something on this? Yeah. I don't know what you guys think, right? A lot of times we try to judge coaches from their successes, right? But Conte has never really been my kind of coach, right? I don't, because Conte in every way his coach has been very pragmatic. he's been this one goal I
Lock
win
up.
and everything, and I lock up. And I do not think like that's meant to be like the whatever for a big team.
I think it's been discovered. It tried it when it came the first time with Chelsea. Was the only manager playing three at the back, that formation.
Yeah.
It worked out for him, all right?
With
After that
wing
season,
backs
yeah.
actually.
And again,
wing
yeah. So and again, he had Hazard prime form.
He had Hazard and
Costa, he had Fabregas. So those players
Chelsea were not even playing
they can adapt to such game.
European
But
football. So
back to Premiership now, a lot of teams are playing three at the back.
yeah.
They're playing the same style and with better players. So it's, and again, if like tactic, it's kind of frustrating. It's not playing expansive football. It's just, okay, you know what, go run and try to look for Kane and something will happen. Even Son is suffering from this formation. So
But you don't think so? See the thing. It's what you just said now. Yeah, you don't. It's still working for him, and I don't see him as a top manager. And I'll explain to you. He is a top manager based on results and everything. But whether you like it or not, it's a tough Premier League season.
Yes,
He's still in top 4, right? Some people you regard as better coaches are under him.
True.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So whether you like it or not, Tottenham have won at the longest part of this first 13 games, right? Tottenham had only lost 1 game at 1 point.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because of this thing he does. He has a Kane and a Son, and he hides under their brilliance. I really don't understand. I don't know. I'm just saying.
But again, forgive him. He's had some injury problems. Kulusevski was injured. Chelsea now joined the injury list. So a lot of his creativity has been.
Richarlison hasn't done anything, so I don't know why you are putting him on the injury list. What has he done?
He hasn't scored in Premiership, but
he's not still. They're not missing him as far as I'm concerned.
He's a big miss anyway.
Yes, Kulusevski is a big miss. That's the person I actually
miss.
think. But the truth about it is the way I see that team. I think he's put them on reins a bit. Even Perisic in the wings, he seems to prefer Sessegnon.
Sometimes,
and brings in Perisic.
I don't feel like it's just preferring Sessegnon to Perisic. I just feel basically he's a defensive minded coach.
Yeah,
So-
but
so
when he played
he
in
makes,
Chelsea that time, he put
the offensive players suffer.
when
Given only one,
Makes sense.
Yeah,
makes
they work
sense.
hard.
Makes
They
sense.
work harder.
They work too hard.
you get me.
Makes
So
sense, yeah.
usually the way he plays is always a target person. There's always just one person doing the whole creativity, and which is supposed to be Kane. Because when you look at the way
How can
Spurs-
Kane be the creative
I
player?
be the scorer.
See, let's
Yeah,
leave
but that's what's happening.
let's leave
He's the one
Tottenham.
giving the
Let's
passes,
leave. We can.
This
you know.
seems to be interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
talk about it. And the weird thing about it is we're probably not going to get a lot of points from that team because it's Tottenham, Bournemouth. But the other teams,
But who win? Sorry, Oscar, who didn't win that game?
No, Tottenham will win.
I think
So-
Tottenham.
Oh,
will.
it's-
So
Tottenham?
just Kane, right? That's what you take about.
Yeah, I believe.
Or
Yeah,
you
I
can
think
take off
you
his
should
Kane,
hold
yeah,
the
just
Kane
Kane,
because he's they'll do something now. Brentford. What Wolves? Now Brentford seem to, I don't know,
Hot
the
and
magic,
cold.
the
Hot.
magic,
Yeah,
yeah,
hot
the
and
magic.
cold.
And then Wolves,
unpredictable.
Wolves seem
No,
to be-
just avoid Wolves' assets for now. They don't score.
they don't score.
The
they
last
don't,
game was
you know,
embarrassing.
but people had Sa, and it's you
Yeah,
give him
so
some
Sa is
cushion.
not bad, but hey.
So I have Tony. I'm putting him in the team, but I don't think because Wolves also has a decent defense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
last game week they got 4 at home.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying because
Yeah,
even
they actually do.
Brentford has to really play very
Very,
well
very
on the
well.
day.
Yeah, true,
You know what
true.
I mean? So yeah. Let's
So
move
I
on.
mean, we have Newcastle, Aston Villa. Now, Aston Villa, we're not sure. No, Newcastle, we know what's coming. They're a good team. They're playing well, and they're playing at home. So I expect them to do something. But however, Aston Villa seem to be. I mean, they've sacked their coach, and they went on to score 4-0.
bro.
I regret
Good evening.
bringing out
Good evening.
Wilson.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Will be served breakfast.
Ah,
I don't
wow.
know like that.
Wow.
I think his agent should be giving a knock.
He had
Right?
Newcastle last season and
Because-
he turned it down.
Yeah, you turned down Newcastle.
Did he really turn down Newcastle?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
did.
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 You turned down Newcastle, and then you're now taking Aston Villa, and then you're leaving a Villarreal for
Yeah.
Aston
I mean,
Villa.
If Villarreal that is in
Let-
Champions
Let me
League,
not lie
For
to
his
you.
money.
Let me not lie to you. There's nothing that will come out of that Aston Villa.
Yeah.
You guys don't agree.
No, I agree with you. Because I don't see what else to
they
do.
have
I mean,
an all right
for-
squad.
against-
To
they
be
claim
fair.
that Unai.
Newcastle-
They claim that Unai is better without money. But this is have you seen the
But
quality of
after
this
Villa
Premier League?
spent money, Gerrard spent some money, but he didn't just he spent money.
They
So
spent
They actually did spend money. They have money.
in fact, they
They have
spent money at Villarreal. To be honest, they have money. So, but again, look at who's coming up against the Artetas, the Peps, the clubs, the Contes. So where will you get to them? Even Eddie Howe is doing very well. So I don't see.
Sorry, you did something there.
Yeah.
I need to let them know what you did. Look at who is coming up against the Artetas.
Arteta is now. Come on.
Like you're saying, Unai Emery is coming up against Arteta.
You can say that. You can say that.
You know what I
You
mean?
can say that. You
Who's
can say
better?
that.
We have
We'll see you
Liverpool.
guys. Arsenal
We
fans,
have
we'll see you
Liverpool
guys.
leads. So who still has?
Okay, so I have
Liverpool
Firmino. I brought
I have
him in
Firmino
2
too.
game weeks and so 2 game weeks that he was blanked. But again, I'm still looking at Liverpool. They'll still score. And
They're home against
at home.
Leeds.
Man,
So again, no Jota,
Keep
no what's his name again?
this
No,
game
No,
week
no
got
Luis
me
Diaz.
thinking. This game week got me
Why
thinking.
would there be no lose?
So-
I have a feeling.
There'll be
Nunes.
Nunes will play. So my mind is that do I sell Firmino and bring in someone like Mitrovic? Mitrovic is at the scoring,
Oh
but again, he doesn't
my
get bonus points, so just 6 points. Or I should gamble with Firmino one last time.
So Fulham is playing Everton.
Personally,
So Everton's playing. I mean, what do you call it? Fulham is playing Everton, which is. I mean, Everton is. They're flying at the moment.
they're trying.
You know. So. You know, I actually believe that they
Who's
will
at
probably
home?
give Fulham. Well,
Oh.
no, Fulham's at home.
Oh,
So actually, I think they'll
advantage.
give Fulham quite a
Okay,
game.
money.
But Fulham is actually a very good team. But
They have a good manager.
you know, I mean, I would tell
I expect
people.
that game.
I mean, looking at me, the same way I said go for Xhaka, it will be.
Okay.
Yeah,
No. Let's read, because the thing about it is the positional play that he's playing, where the coach is playing him. He's always been a hard worker for a team, but now they put him in a position where
You're more
he's doing some
expressive.
link-ups,
You're
he's
more expressive.
and he seems to have a lot of confidence. So to me, for this price, it seems like a good.
He's been racking up points.
Yeah,
lately.
it seems like anything that goes well with Liverpool. I mean, with Everton,
Everton goes
he
straight.
seems to be
Yeah, I
involved.
agree with that, actually.
Calvert-Lewin is back
So
and scoring.
So averagely, how many midfielders do we use in our FPL teams?
4 to
4 or
5. Depends.
Yeah.
So 4-5, right? And then who are the constants today? I'm trying to see where Iwobi fits in.
It can be on your bench.
Probably-
it could come in for you if it's
As
See,
a
my point is,
differential.
it will be how much?
It could
I
come
think
up as
it's
a
4
differential.
points, 4 point something 5.
Just be a
So the
bench.
thing
But
about
not
it is
kneel down starter.
exactly. So it's
Yeah.
when you have an Andreas or something
So
like that.
I'll have Andres ahead of
Exactly.
Iwobi.
So it's not
That's where I was
depending
coming from. I mean,
that kind of
so I'll
fixture,
rather
I'll
I'll
Andres.
have Andres ahead of Iwobi, and I'll have Bailey ahead of Iwobi.
I know I won't
Yeah,
have
okay.
Bailey ahead of
Bailey has
Iwobi.
suffered me, but it
Yeah, I
popped
won't
as
have
Fisher,
Bailey
but-
ahead of Iwobi.
But I
So the
think
thing
I'll
about
still-
it
I'll
is,
still go with
if you look at their
Iwobi ahead
general,
of
if you look
Bailey.
at their form and their general
general
FPL points,
outputs, yeah.
right?
Iwobi
Especially in the
is more
last
informed.
6 games, Iwobi
Yeah,
has
no,
been
of course.
out of this
Three-
world.
4 assists and 1
Only he has the
2
same
goals,
amount of
right?
assists
1 goal,
with
2 goals,
yeah, he has 2 goals.
Yeah. 2
No,
goals.
1 goal.
One goal.
And
4
assist. I mean, the only
assists.
difference between
But
him.
check Bailey out too, because Bailey was injured. So
yeah, but Bailey
he's not playing
is
the same
also
amount.
is
He's
not.
not yet, he has not
No,
yet gotten
it's
to the
not-
peak of
yeah.
his form.
but
for
when
the
you look
season.
at when you look at their gameplay, like you watch Aston Villa, you watch Everton, Bailey is almost
Closer
It's
to
close to the goal.
yes, it's going to
Goal.
get more
Everton,
points
yeah.
than Iwobi.
Naturally.
And again, another thing that kills Bailey is that Aston Villa doesn't really have the best finishers.
So that's why
what killed him that they had the manager was not.
So
up to it.
so the
That's-
thing about it is
yeah.
with Aston
Okay,
Villa, we're
I'm
not
not
really sure
really-
where they're going to go. I mean, because sometimes they play
A new coach, you don't even know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so you're not really
exactly.
sure. With Iwobi, we know that. Look, I mean, if they're going to play well, Iwobi will play well. It's in the last couple of years,
For
especially
that
in his
fixture,
position.
Mitrovic, Andres, and Iwobi. I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think
No,
that
go-
will be, and then Crystal Palace, Southampton.
So ourselves are.
And see, Crystal Palace and Southampton, those are 2 teams you don't know what to get.
So something, all leave them alone. That's
I just think people have been lucky with Zaha, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
I feel
Yeah,
so too.
I
because
think
make
so,
up for
man.
shit.
Right now, I'm
hated
getting
Zaha
frustrated.
for like
Yeah,
2
but
seasons
again,
now.
I'm getting frustrated.
I'll still
I've
give him.
kicked him
See,
out to
so
the curb.
the Vera is. I like the way.
So what about
Makes him
Eze
play.
as in place of?
Yeah, is it? Eze too is here and there.
you
No,
guys,
but he has been
have you
injured.
guys noticed something? Sorry, I mean this is a podcast and everything, so I'm not about to talk anything racist. Yeah. I still feel like Crystal Palace rather.
Yeah, more
The black team.
black players. Yeah.
It looks like they're I say love it, but like they have like 80% of the players.
Edward.
Is that because the gaffer?
Yeah,
but they had a lot of those players before he came. But
yeah.
he seems to like a certain kind of player. I'm not even going to say whether it's a certain look or anything, but he seems to like a certain strength. He likes people with strength. I think I like Eze. I love the way he plays. I think he's playing with confidence. But however, he's been injured and he's in
his way back in.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not really sure, but you can see flashes.
So just to delve a little, yeah. There are too many Nigerians that are making waves. That if only the NFA could find a way to get these people to find a way to get these people into the team. There should be another kind of structure to get them from the beginning, show them belonging.
Yeah. See, personally, I don't think any kind of belonging, because the truth about it is, I see it, all these players, because they all have English passports, they all would rather play for England first.
Yeah, but see what Flying Balogun said in the interview. He scored 7 goals this season, and they asked him, say, you know what, I'm open to playing for Nigeria or England. They should call me. I'll call my family and my agent, and I'll look at the options. But right now, nobody has said anything. So
they're not going after them. They go after them. So it's about what I think is about the scouting. Sorry, we have to put this in because it's what I mean. This is a Nigerian podcast. Yeah. What I think is about the scouting, I think we have our scouting in Nigeria is lazy, as long as the coaches we've had in Nigeria. They only tend to, and I think that happens with national teams, but because we're at a disadvantage, we should think deeper, right? They only tend to start to go to players when they become
needy.
The thing.
But the thing is about it is, if you look at most of those players,
you get what I mean?
I understand what you're saying.
They don't even believe in them.
To bring up, most of those players, I mean, especially the new crop of players that you see in the Premier League now, right? All went to academy. For Premier League teams, and because of that, they all played under 21, they all played under 17, on that thing. So the truth about it is, and there's nothing.
So it's like an history they have.
Exactly.
History, so it's easier for them.
It's easier for them to, because they already have played for England.
Even them naturally,
why you saying? So see someone like Iwobi, we caught him early now because someone
because of his uncle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying now.
But the thing about Iwobi,
influence,
that's different. But the thing about Iwobi was his uncle that said, look, it was not about the catching of early.
That's what I'm saying. If they can get that scouting,
we should start from when they don't even know they can make the English national team.
And to speak with them.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to bring out is
start to be on their case.
Yeah, be on their case.
Folari Balogun just said nobody has reached out to him.
Yeah, and he's open to it.
Do you get? By the time Folari Balogun comes back to Arsenal and he's starting to make Arsenal's team, then we want to go for him. Then he started to believe that.
Oh, the English team.
But this is, I agree with you.
By that time,
I
they'll be contacting him already. So
needs to be better. I mean, there's no one to be saying it. But the thing about it is, you have to look at. I use a player that is very clear. He's not a Nigerian player. I use Eddie Nketiah, right? Now, Eddie was the highest goal scorer on under 21 level, right? In the youth level and the other side. So he visions himself that he has at England. Thing. Ghana came to him to go to this World Cup, right? He had the opportunity to go for this World Cup, and Eddie says no, he would wait. Now the truth about it,
play for us now.
What?
He's not even starting for us.
Well, he said he will wait. So the truth about it is that you have Eddie's
on his village problem. But
he's not even starting for us now.
Because Eddie's not going to play for England. Let's face it.
So there's a lot of play.
I mean, Eddie's not. Sure? Let's be honest.
He can't even start for us now.
Strikers in England.
I agree with you.
He can't even start for us now.
So I think.
And he had a chance to go to a World Cup.
Come on,
I think for a lot of players, it's like we said.
That's deep.
It's just
that village people syndrome.
Yeah, it is.
That's what they want.
See my point here. You see that Eze boy?
And Olise.
We do not need to be the best teams in the world, but we can grow the best teams in the world.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Please tell me who's in the Nigerian national team
They'll bench those two boys now.
coming in.
I don't even think those guys.
See Fikayo. Is it
Tomori.
Tomori.
I mean,
This is my young guy.
See,
Well.
I think-
These are players all over for defense.
I think we need to
sorry.
go on a break. We need to go on a break. But however, I'm just going to say this.
We can
We
keep
are
this
looking at it
rolling
from
now,
our side
you know.
just because we assume that these people are ready. And
Yeah.
I will assure you, like, remember the last coach we had, Raw, and what was his name? He went to almost he got some of these players.
Yeah,
that he saw.
actually did that.
He went to almost everybody, and then he got a lot of rejection.
But sacking roles are a problem. Actually.
Yeah, he got a lot
So
of.
by brought a lot of players in
He
now.
brought them, but
He
the
still
thing about
brought
it
them.
is, the
He-
thing
But
about
I
it is
know they
that
reject you.
no, but the thing
Some
about
will
it is,
accept
the
you
thing
now.
about it is that the top players or the people that believe that, you know, that some players that have potential, quote unquote, that people are looking to.
Like a Saka.
Yeah, exactly. So some of those players, right, are going to say, you know what, I would rather wait. If they
Doesn't work
don't,
out.
if England doesn't get me, right, similar to what Zaha did, right, so I'll wait. Zaha waited.
Well, you know it's risky. So
It's risky.
They can
It's
cap
very
you
risky.
into qualifiers, and they don't call you anymore.
Exactly.
And your career will just sit out with you like that.
Exactly. But it could also very risky that you tap what do you call it? You play for competitively.
Well, in
and then
England,
your career goes up.
in England,
Yeah.
Now you
No,
could have been a
that's
big boy
in-
for
in-
England.
in England,
Agbala.
Yeah,
Gabi
Yeah,
Agbala.
Agbala.
We call him, he didn't come now. So
well, in England, I want to say that there's only one person, one Nigerian blood that it has worked for, and I hope this thing goes out, Sha. There's only one Nigerian blood it has worked for in England.
Who's that?
It's just Saka.
Oh, okay.
Fashion, no.
Fashion
John-
Don't do like that year.
That's
Even
a lot.
then, say,
See,
Football
the
was-
truth is, the
yeah,
thing
yeah.
is,
But-
But it was a very good. No, sorry. Fashion play for Nigeria now. It's his brother that played for England. He played for Nigeria. He came by himself to play for Nigeria. I remember. Yeah.
yeah,
But I think we messed him up.
I think you're looking at John Salako. John Salako played for England.
No,
Fashion played for
Fashion played for.
England.
But he went for Nigeria. He came.
England over for him.
LFA messed him up.
Yeah, because the first time they went for him, he
He
chose.
didn't play for England. He came to be
He played for
NFL.
Nigeria.
I mean, what they call that?
No,
team.
no,
No,
he
before
played for
then, he
England.
was playing.
Anyway, let's while we think about this thing,
All right,
let's take a break and we'll be right back.
To me, I
We enter
don't.
Oscar.
Yeah. And welcome back. So we have 4 games left before we go into captain picks. Right.
Weeks left, right?
4 game
Okay,
weeks left.
yeah.
You know, before World Cup. And we know, you know, that during the World Cup, we're going to get unlimited changes during the World Cup. So it's basically we're starting again.
Yeah.
You know, it's like another wild card, so to speak. So I personally think, I don't know, you know, I would like to hear what you guys'
Ito,
opinion
that's
on
true.
this.
How
But
many
I think this is
wild
an
cards do we still
opportunity to switch your team up a bit. You know, use players that inform, players that that it's all about these 4 games, and you're thinking about players that have good fixtures in the next 4 games.
Yeah.
Players rather than a longer,
Term
term. What do you think?
Yeah, so I've not really even looked at my team.
We need to.
And I've actually been thinking about this wildcard. I think I used one wildcard earlier, and I think I still have a wildcard, yeah?
I don't know how this. I mean,
No,
I
no,
think
no,
you have
no,
one
no,
wild card
wait
for the half
till-
of the season.
yeah,
Okay, I also- Oh, yeah? Oh, wow. That's a hard one. I don't even know.
Because
Well,
yeah,
I don't know. Like, will still keep my players. If I can't use any wildcard, I'll just try and figure out a way to get points.
And
Yeah, and there.
Okay, so I
basically,
think this
yeah.
season has an extra one because of the World Cup
Yeah.
and everything. But this is my own take, and this is where it is risky. So what do you want to do, right? I don't know if you guys have noticed, a couple of players are being careful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not the World Cup. Yeah,
They're not playing at their
yeah.
Pick.
they're not playing at their peak.
They're avoiding tackles. They're taking it easy.
So the question out there is like, who are these players that you've noticed, and should we be careful with bringing these players in our team or still take the risk?
Let me tell you one player I noticed, and his manager said it yesterday, KDB. So we listened to Pep's presser after the game. He said KDB is not yet playing on his level. They were trying to make him do more. But
Yeah.
what he mentioned, I read that it means that KDB, if you observe, he's playing well, but it's for his standard.
Yeah.
He doesn't raise his bar
Yeah,
because
been very
he's avoiding those
conservative.
tackles. He's not going. If you are coming rough, he's jumping off. Because the World Cup is here. And I see some players that see people like Walker is raising. It may not make his who knows.
Yeah.
James and
Kante.
he's Cancelo, Stone. So he's trying to be very careful that, hey, you know what? I need to get this is my last World Cup. This is my last chance of winning something big with Belgium. So it's taking it easy. So that play like that here and there. Look at players like even Haaland. So even Haaland is not going to the World Cup. So that kind of Salah now should be in your team all through till December.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to lose. So the player Salah too, although he's not scoring anyway. As long as
Oh my god.
Salah is not being careful.
he's not scoring, but hey, but if he was scoring, he should
There's
be in
no
the
Salah between now and December.
I mean, if I was balling, it should be in your team. So
Wow.
I was going to say, some
Oh
players
my
are being
God.
a bit careful with their minutes, how they are playing, how they go into tackles, how they commit themselves. Some even say they are ill. You just hear that one player is ill from nowhere. What's going on? And I don't blame them because this is an unusual year, World Cup year for them. Normally, it should be in the summer, and it's just right in the thick of the season. So
I mean, you just
look
came
out for those kind of
from-
players.
So you're
National-
saying, so what you're
National
saying
League.
is because I'm one of those players or one of those managers. I'm looking to put my wild card this week.
Oh, it's yours.
Oh yeah. So I'm looking to execute my wild card, basically to take advantage of these last 4 games and putting players in form. So you're saying people like me should stay away from the De Bruyne out of
Even
this
Kane
world.
is being careful.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Kane is being careful.
Even Kane is being
Yeah,
I watched
careful.
his last
even
game.
Kane is
Kane
big, yeah.
was the person I was gonna call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be very careful. Actually, he needs his World Cup. 29, almost 30. He needs his World Cup. He may not make the next one. Who knows? He's also being so. You have to be careful who you bring in right now until after the World Cup.
That's an interesting, any other players which look at. Okay, what about, so we have talked about players that are being careful. What about players that, don't have World Cup, didn't seem to be informed? We talked about Iwobi earlier, doesn't have anything to play
So
for.
there are two sides to it. The players that are being careful and the players that should be giving their all because
They
the
need to
decision is going to be made
convince their manager.
The decision is going to be made in the next week or next 2 weeks about them going to the World Cup, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if Ben White is going to go to the World Cup.
But he has a chance to go.
He has a chance.
He has
to
a
go,
chance to go.
right? So is he going to play his all or is he going to be careful?
So
I feel Ben White has been
my
decent
worry for Ben
generally,
White,
so
my
it's
worry
not
for
like,
Ben
I
White,
mean-
decent, but I think Pep should have helped him out in the Europa League games. So let him play
Arteta.
Arteta. Should play center
Are you falling in love with
defense.
Because I know you never liked
Are
him.
He's a
you?
brilliant guy. I agree with that. So I think White should have played probably holding center of defense in all those Europa games, but he doesn't play at all. So now he has played right back all season and is limiting the manager's choices. Okay, you know what?
So,
Right
but my
back or
point
whatever.
is, see, the way I look at it is just that Southgate is a madman. I look at
He has his players.
yeah, no, because
Maguire
I
to
look at
aspire.
White as a player that you know what, he gives you versatility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can, go out wide. You can move to a back
right.
three. He can, so you have a player like that give you versatility. You don't have, you can't use Trippier. You can use Trippier as a back three, but it's not the
You'd rather
best.
do White, yeah.
You
You'd
rather
rather do
use
White,
White
yeah.
as a back three.
I think we'll make it.
So I think for
Playing his
versatility side, I don't
He's
think there's
playing
any
his
other
heart out.
player, but the problem is that as mad as Southgate is, he can carry Mings to the World Cup and
Mings is
White.
mostly good. Maguire, I'm not putting Mings is good. Maguire is
Okay.
good.
Before we get into this,
Maguire has done very well for England. Let's respect it.
How would you
He
mean done
deserves-
very well?
Harry
he deserves to
Maguire!
go.
No,
He deserves to go to the World Cup. He's only had bad games.
Captain
for
choices.
Manchester United.
Okay. So is anybody first of all?
Okay,
we'll
say
say that.
that.
Since Haaland came, our captain choices segment
It's
has
now
been
becoming,
shite.
yeah.
So,
Too
Has
reachable.
anybody? Let's start like this. Is anybody captain anybody apart from Haaland?
Let's
I have
ask Prof.
coconut head. I have coconut head.
Hey!
I have coconut head.
Ogbo.
Until I
Hey,
realize,
what about you?
until I realize that, I mean, it's the only way I can come back up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until I realize that
That's what she said.
Salah is very finished. Do
Yeah.
you understand? Leeds plays an open,
Expensive game.
an expansive game. Yeah, Leeds is very expansive. And if Salah cannot do it against Leeds,
Profosky.
Prof, that's
Profosky.
you get liver.
no. So, but I don't have anything to lose.
At this point-
I don't have anything to lose.
I mean, this game week, yeah.
For him to come up, he needs to do something different.
I don't have
Actually,
anything to lose. I have people that are like 100 points above me
Mm.
right now. Never happened before, right?
Mhm.
And I'm not gonna be waiting for every
We're not
game
calling
to
names,
gain
though.
10 points,
or 5 points.
8 points.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even talking about people in this room.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about just people in this room.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I cannot be doing. Let me be ahead of you with 8 points, with 9 points. I need to be ahead of you with 20 points. Let a miracle happen. With 40 points, let a miracle happen so I can catch up. And for other people who are like me right now, yeah, I don't think you should go on the Haaland bandwagon for this game week. Again, we're not sure what his fitness is like, and it's a Salah against Leeds. So I had two choices: Salah against Leeds or Wilson. Right. Again, I've seen how Newcastle has been also very.
And that's against.
I think I'm bringing Wilson back.
Aston
I mean,
Villa.
like, I just felt shit's.
Is Amiron?
When I took him out last week.
I saw the goal, the last goal.
Yeah, give me a tip.
He's been angry. He's been angry.
He's been
angry.
See, the thing is, Amiron has always been a
so far so good.
He's always a player that you see pop up in various places.
So far so good.
Now
And the
he
way
seems to
Newcastle
be-
are playing.
Why don't do Amiron? I think Amiron is having a run.
Yeah,
I would say you should bring him
having
in.
a run.
Amiron is
Yeah.
having a run, yeah. I would say you should bring him in. But there's this way. So apart from Wilson, although Wilson has not been getting as many points, but if you watch a Newcastle game, you see how many.
Very effective. Yeah.
You see how effective Wilson is.
Yeah.
Mahrez.
That's
Bruno.
the Newcastle player I went to bring in at
Yeah.
first.
So
But
I
he's
had him.
twice.
I had
The thing
him.
about it, we think we
I had
had
him.
him.
That guy is good.
He's
I sold
great.
him.
But I noticed that in the Newcastle game, especially the last one I watched, he everything ticks around him, but he plays a bit deeper. He
plays a very deep. That's why I took him
Yeah.
out.
So he plays a very deep role. You could see the team.
Yeah,
you know,
he's actually
clicking
playing
around
as a
him,
four.
but I don't see
But-
him getting a
Yeah,
lot
but he
of.
gets goals and assists.
No, I
Even
know,
then,
but he's
even
just
that.
like who will I
He assist
use?
last game week also. No?
Yeah.
Who will
The
I
guy is
use?
always
Who
there.
is the player? It's like Douglas Luiz.
No,
you know,
I think he plays
so-
more for that.
No, but in the last couple of games,
the thing is,
Douglas is gonna kick.
the way he plays is a box
No, what I mean
to
by
player,
this-
so it's easy.
I'm
for
talking
him to
about the
get around.
positioning. I'm not even
Yeah,
talking about. So
yeah,
you know when you have a player that is like a deep line playmaker. You know, so yes, you can see his effect on the team, but how many assists has he had? How many goals
There's
has
not
he
goals
had?
and assists now. This is
No,
not bad
it's
at
not-
all.
But I mean, when I'm
There are other
compared
guys-
to
there are other guys that-
Amiron
Okay, so-
compared to
so-
him is
So for captain choices, what about Kane? Nobody's talking about Kane.
You talked about him already now.
we talked about him. They're playing. I mean,
you want us to talk about him after saying that he's being careful.
No, for
Yeah.
captain, what do you think?
no, we said it that he's being careful.
Yeah.
We have a Tottenham team,
but scoring.
that's-
But is this scoring
One
enough?
goal with bonus points, full bonus points. He gets bonus points.
He gets
I don't know-
bonus.
I don't know
Because
why-
he's the only
I
one
don't know
doing
why
something in
they will
that
draw a
team.
game or they will lose.
1-0.
And they get,
Salvy.
even when he lost last game, he gave it to bonus points.
I personally think that the best way to go
Haaland.
this season.
I'd rather
right?
stick up an Haaland.
Exactly.
and
I think like
be
I
very,
said,
very careful on my
no, no,
vice.
like I said earlier on, I think your the vice captaincy is very important.
Yeah,
this
very
week.
important.
Because I envision Pep doing something stupid.
Haaland has nothing to
I-
lose.
no, because-
Haaland's not going anywhere,
Yeah,
basically.
If
yeah.
Haaland- if Haaland- if
but-
Haaland.
Pep
Eh?
removed Haaland second half of that Champions League game. That match ended 0-0. It's so funny that Man City team used to be a better team without
Yeah.
Haaland.
It's not built around
Whether you
Haaland.
like it. If Haaland doesn't play for Man City, it is obvious.
It's built around Haaland.
Yeah, it's obvious.
that-
Because now they have had to change their whole
But sorry,
pattern to
just,
fit
just by the side,
into it.
just before we go, have you observed that Sterling and Jesus leaving Man City? So my point is that Man City signed players there,
Yeah,
but the coach, the effect of the coach makes those players better. Do you agree with that?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
So when you isolate them, that Sterling is just like a normal player now.
Yep.
But if you go back to Man City, he starts playing well again.
Yeah, because I mean, Man City,
No, but
Man City is a
I
whole
mean, you
different
said
team.
exactly, and then
No.
I also look at the Chelsea team and then gelling. You know, there's yes, you gelling team, but it's now getting to understand the team because do you remember when Sterling first came to Man City and we just felt look, he wasn't up to the standard of Man City.
But that was before Pep came in. So when Pep
No.
he came in a season before Pep now.
I'm even
Yes,
talking
yeah.
about when Pep first came in, you know,
Good
and we
talk now.
felt that. So he had a lot of chances and didn't score.
Yeah.
And then people kept going,
Yeah.
why is Pep keep playing this guy? Like he keeps missing it. And then he picked up. So I mean, I think certain, you know, players need to, and I think that's the same way that Jesus is in now. It's not necessarily
I think it's different.
I don't know.
Sterling
It's
Sterling
different.
was built by Arteta. He gives some of those kudos to Arteta, right?
Oh wow.
Same thing to
it's like Arteta. Man, I didn't expect
I
that.
don't know.
He gives some of the kudos to Arteta.
Oh yeah.
Same
I
thing
just
too.
just
with,
know that.
I mean, he suffered when Arteta left Man City.
Oh yeah,
to be
that's
honest,
true.
Yeah,
That's
Do you
true.
get?
I think
And
I
same
noticed
thing
that.
too, Jesus. Do you get what I mean? Sterling could have easily come to us now.
I should have come. Both of them should have come.
That would have been
It's
more
fine.
dangerous.
Anyway, before we start talking about everything, please don't forget to like, subscribe, you know, do all that
Follow,
nice
follow.
stuff, press that button, you know, and then send and share us to all your people. And yeah, till next week, this is your official FPL, and it's been a pleasure.
Signing out.